Hey guys, what's up? We gotta freak out about Ares. I am so happy that he's confirmed for the movie. Oh, thank God for toys. So what's going on here is that Toy Fair happened this past week at the Javits Center in New York. That's where New York Comic Con is. Every year they show off all kinds of toys from all the merchandisers that do stuff for these big movies, not just for the DC people, but for Marvel, everything else. So I'll talk about the Marvel stuff during the Marvel videos that I do, because there's some Guardians of the Galaxy that they showed off. We gotta look at Ego the Living Planet. There's all kinds of cool shut up and take my money stuff that you'll be able to throw your money at later this year. Ares, though, I feel like this is a breath of relief. Everybody was wondering about Ares in the Wonder Woman movie. He's such an important person for her character that it would have been weird for them to not include him in the DCEU, so I'm actually really happy about this. But if you're new to the channel, I do DC videos every week. Be sure to subscribe to get everything. There's going to be a bunch of Wonder Woman stuff happening, and they even confirmed a Justice League trailer is coming really soon, so I'll talk about that at the end of the video. But Ares, most of you, if you read the New 52 or you played Injustice, there's like a couple different versions of the character that we've seen lately in the last 5 to 6 years. The last big screen version of him was in the 2009 Wonder Woman animated movie. You might actually recognize the person who's voicing this.
It is only within this prison, Diana, that you can glimpse the true darkness that lurks in the hearts of all men. Ares, the god of war. Do not fear.
She is right to be scared. You are a fool. Hold me forever. I am more than a god. I am a force of nature.
You are but breath and shadow. This, Diana, is why we can never reunite with the outside world. It is better if you can accept the nature of man as it is. Wicked, disloyal, and above all, untrustworthy.
So even if you're not really familiar with his powers, his abilities, because he is a god, he's a fully fledged god with all the powers that grants him in the way that Wonder Woman is not. She's more of a demigod. Ares is the son of Zeus and Hera. Wonder Woman is the daughter of Zeus and Hippolyta. I know there's a couple different versions of Wonder Woman's origin story, but Ares is usually the same, so it doesn't really change his powers. The way they explain her in the DCEU is that she can't fly, and in the trailer she does say that she has no father, but technically her father is Zeus. He helped give life to her, so she does kind of have a father, but it gets really trippy. So they're kind of mixing and matching the comic book backstory, so don't worry, you don't have to read like every single Wonder Woman comic book that ever happened, because Ares is actually pretty consistent just in the way that his powers work, where he comes from, what he can do. But the really interesting thing about him in this movie is it looks like he's operating behind the scenes. So here's where we get into like Harry Potter, other Warner Brothers IP stuff. So supposedly David Thewlis from the Harry Potter movies, or most of you remember him from those movies, he's done a lot of other stuff, but he's the one that's being credited as Ares because he doesn't sound like he's 7 feet tall in this hulking Schwarzenegger-like dude. What might end up happening is because Ares can take whatever form that he wants, is that he'll start out looking like a normal person, and then eventually we'll get to final boss form. Video game logic that Wonder Woman faces her final boss, he has 3 different forms, so she better watch out. I know there's that moment in the trailer where it seems like she's flying, there's like that big weapon that's going off. They said that this is going to test the limits of her abilities. She's actually going to see the full extent of her powers. But just because when Batman v Superman came out, they said that Wonder Woman in this universe doesn't fly, I don't think that she's actually flying in this moment. Something else is going on. She's just jumping really high. But it's her solo movie, so it just makes sense that they're going to run the gamut of this is where she comes from, this is what she can do, this is where she's headed in the future, these are the things that happen to her that shape the way that she thinks, these are the big villains that she's faced. Like that throwaway line from Batman v Superman that was so cool where she says, "I've killed things that are not from this earth." She might be talking about Ares, because even though he's a god and you can't kill gods, wait for it, you can actually kill gods in the comics. Like Geoff Johns did that big run called Darkseid War, where the new gods were killed off and the Justice League got their powers for a brief period and they became gods themselves till those powers were taken away. Of course you're selling toys for Wonder Woman, you want people to buy them, you're gonna sell the coolest version of the character. So it looks like the design that they've gone with is modern era, like post-crisis, in slight mix with Injustice, because a lot of the costumes, a lot of the universe, does draw some of the aesthetic from the Injustice universe, even though that's not the story they're going with. I always get a lot of questions about Injustice. Ever since they debuted that armored-looking Flash costume last year, I've gotten so many questions about the Injustice universe. Are they doing that in the movies? Is that what the DCU is? Not exactly. They're just borrowing the aesthetics of that just because it looks so much more hardcore. It's like the idea of Marvel's Ultimates universe, a more hardcore version of the family-friendly Marvel universe. The basic synopsis for Ares reads very Greek tragedy, so you guys will like this. This is actually a translation, so it's like 99% accurate, but it says, "Why did Zeus create the Amazons? Ares is one of the biggest hits in the world. To restore harmony between them, Zeus created the Amazons that Ares reduced to slavery. The Amazons revolt with the help of Zeus, who will die at the hands of his son, having had time to find Themyscira, their haven of peace. Diana Prince becomes Wonder Woman by helping Steve Trevor and a squad of proud Armin Law in search of one who wants to wipe humanity off the map with deadly gas." So that confirms a couple things that we've seen from the trailers. Ares is helping to destroy humanity through Danny Houston's character, who's sort of like the middle boss. They're using small boss Dr. Poison to develop this special gas during World War I to kill off everyone. Ares himself actually feeds off of war. It makes him stronger, negative emotions. So the more people fight, the stronger he gets. And he actually, just his presence can make people want to fight. So even just standing around in a crowd of people, it's really cool. So you get the idea from this backstory is that a lot of people are worshiping Ares. He's super popular, but it's leading to the downfall of humanity. So Zeus tries to help them by creating the Amazons to make peace, but then there's a big revolt. Ares ends up killing his father, very Greek tragedy, and the Amazons are hiding out on Themyscira so that Ares can't get to them. So everybody just wait out for final boss form Ares. It's going to be a great battle for Wonder Woman, and it'll be interesting to see how they incorporate the gods into the future DCEU movies. My guess is that just because there's a lot of similarities in the way that Steppenwolf looks in the comics to Ares, is that Ares is the warm-up for Steppenwolf in Justice League and the minions of Darkseid. Because if you thought that one god was bad, what about a whole squad of them that are almost as powerful? It'd just be a complete nightmare, which is why you need the Justice League, and those are the nightmares that Batman's been having. But there's also a bunch of Justice League Mother Box stuff that's happening that I'll talk about in a separate video. They updated the synopsis for Justice League just to be a little more direct about why Darkseid wants to attack the Earth, what Steppenwolf is going to be doing, like what's the point of all this. So it's all about Mother Boxes. I'll do a video about that later this week. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about Ares? How do you want them to use him in the future movies? It sounds like if he doesn't die, he's just going to slink back to the shadows. But what's going to happen later tonight is I'll post my Flash Gorilla City episode after it airs, so that's going to be crazy. And I'm also thinking about picking a day of the week to always do DC videos for the movies, for the comics, so let me know which day you want me to do that on. Like I have Star Wars Fridays, I want to pick another day or two for different things. Like I'll have a day that I just do Spider-Man videos, so let me know which day of the week, like maybe Thursdays or Fridays along with Star Wars, that I always do DC stuff. But giveaway, because this is such a big deal, there's a new round of the Injustice 2 giveaway. I'm giving away a copy of the game. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. Congratulations to last week's Injustice giveaway winner, Tausif. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. So new Flash posting later tonight. I'll see you guys when I post that video. Everyone, let's high five. While you wait for that, you can click here to learn all about Grodd, and you can click here to learn all about that Mystery Marvel Namor project.